The Lagos State government says it will continue to invest in capacity building and infrastructure development for small and medium-scale enterprises. Now, the State Deputy Governor, Quadri Hamzat, made the pledge at the 13th edition of the Tradesmen and Artisans Day celebration and graduation held at the Blue Roof in Agidingbi, Ikeja, Lagos.
It's the 2023 Tradesmen and Artisans Day celebration and graduation ceremony at the Blue Roof, Agidingbi, Ikeja, Lagos. Members of the group are all gathered for the 13th edition, and the State Deputy Governor, Quadri Hamzat, joins them for the ceremony.
Part of infrastructural development in Lagos for many years.
The Commissioner for Wealth Creation and Employment says the graduation ceremony for over 1,000 upscale tradesmen and artisans is to recognize and showcase the potential and contribution of the informal sector to the socio-economic growth of the state.
Since the inception of this present administration, under your leadership, a number of support programs have been implemented. These include provision of annual subvention of 6 million naira for the State Council of Artisans and Tradesmen, Lascota, on a yearly basis. Training and upskilling of 500 artisans in 2019, 2,000 in 2020, another 2,000 in 2020, in 2022, no, in 2021, and right now we're having 1,700 in 2022. Let me inform that in line with the theme of this year's celebration, which is empowering the informal sector for sustainable wealth creation and employment, it is through an intensive training program for 8 weeks. All our artisans have gone through that since last year. Coupled with the free modern equipment, this definitely is an indication that Mr. Governor and his deputy, they are interested in endangering sustainable wealth and employment for youths, and even if you are not youth, if you're a woman, much as you are upskilled, Mr. Governor has done fantastically well, removing you from your rudimentary knowledge to a professional level. This is to endanger sustainable wealth creation and employment for youths and unemployed residents of our dear state. The informal sector is the engine room that drives the economy. It therefore becomes imperative for Lagos artisans to work towards the realization of a common purpose, which is creating 21st century artisans for sustainable economic growth, with a view to making and sustaining Lagos as the 21st century economy.
The president of the State Council of Tradesmen and Artisans commended the current administration for providing an enabling environment for traders to thrive.
We also thank him for his wonderful programs and support to artisans in the state. We also thank him for the rigorous execution of his administration team agenda, which improved the life of all Lagosians and provisions of infrastructure and education, agriculture, health, roads, transportation, etc., the light trade, ferry services, and adequate security in the state, which give us an enable environment to practice our trade, and for the honor sponsoring the retraining, skill acquisition programs and empowerment of our members. Provision of palliatives to tradesmen and artisans this year to cushion the adverse economic effects of scarcity of money and fuel. I also appeal to all the graduates to pass the knowledge acquired during the training to other members of the association and to make judicious use of tools and equipment given to them. Our request, we appeal to the governor to assist us to fast-track the release, to release all the title documents on the land donated to us as going Igbo quarters at Badagry, which Your Excellency have waived the payment of the charge on the land as at last year's Tradesmen and Artisan Day celebration on 7th September 2021. To revert the annual subvention to Lagos State Council of Tradesmen and Artisan of 12 million, which reduced to 6 million due to COVID-19. We want you to put in place policy that will ensure that our members are patronized by government offices and government contractors.
Some of the tradesmen and artisans were rewarded. The Deputy Governor assures the people of continuous support for small and medium-scale enterprises.
Let me congratulate you for your resilience, which has enabled you to overcome several challenges you encounter and still remain key contributors within a sector that we always call informal. But the truth of the matter is the GDP of Nigeria. They said 72% of it is created by what we call informal. How can that be informal? When 72% of our GDP is created by a sector. So it's an important sector, and we know it in Lagos. So let me particularly express how worried we were about the current hardship that we are going through in our country. And indeed all Lagosians, about this currency swap and so on and so forth. I want to assure you that we feel your pain and that we are in solidarity with you. You will notice that some few days ago, we called some people to Adeyemi Bero to give them some materials to relieve some of this hardship. I'm sure going forward, some of it will come to you. So we do everything within our power to make sure that we minimize this hardship occasioned by this policy. Your adopted theme for today, empowering the informal sector for sustainable wealth creation and employment, is very apt, is instructive, and resonates very well with the policies of our administration, which is the team's agenda. Because the M there means making Lagos a 21st century economy. It is a fact that no society, no economy, no nation can do well without the services being rendered by artisans, vocationists, and tradesmen because of their direct impact on people's day-to-day living and comfort. In recognition of that role as key players in that sector, we have consistently in Lagos State developed initiative solutions and solutions that will address these challenges that you might face in doing your job so that we can improve productivity and promote decent means of livelihood and work conditions for all hardworking and resourceful artisans and tradesmen in our state. So it is in view of the critical contributions of a vibrant sector like this to economic development and job creation that Lagos State government will continue to invest in capacity building and infrastructure development for small and medium-scale enterprise to leverage on.
The administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says he's leaving no stone unturned to ensure that tradesmen and artisans make a success of their businesses, train others, and help reduce unemployment in Lagos State.